To really know what makes a great city work, you have to peel back its skin and expose its secret life force. A system of incredible complexity and technology that millions depend on, but few understand. A fantastic voyage now begins, a journey deep inside the world's megacities. It's a man-made mirage. A sprawling oasis 40 kilometers from the nearest water. A neon fantasy in the western United States 400 kilometers from the nearest metropolis. An urban playground in the searing Mojave Desert. With an average daytime temperature above 40 degrees Celsius at the height of summer, it's also one of the hottest cities in America. What makes Las Vegas livable, even possible, isn't the bonanza of casinos, but a jackpot of electricity. This is the Las Vegas power grid. At its heart, a network of 6 power plants, fueled by nearly every source of energy. Hydroelectric, coal, and natural gas. Together, these plants pump electricity along nearly 16,000 kilometers of power lines. These lines are the visible arteries of Las Vegas. But this megacity's heart is hidden. It lies within a top-secret facility whose security rivals a casino vault. The site is so crucial to the city's survival, only a handful of cameras have ever been inside.
We rarely allow media or anybody access to this facility.
Mark Shank runs the top-secret command center at Nevada Power, one of the fastest-growing power companies in America.
This facility is very anonymous. To walk by, you wouldn't even notice it. You wouldn't know that it's the heart of our power system.
From this room, Shank wields power over 700,000 homes and businesses in an area the size of Lebanon. With a population of more than 2 million, Las Vegas is the second fastest growing city in America. Yet the highest usage of electricity occurs in a tiny sliver of the city. This is the famous Strip. Only 8 kilometers long, it's the site of most of Vegas's casinos. In 1 year, this 15-block area draws enough energy to power the entire city of Zurich. In other cities, losing power is an inconvenience. Here, where one casino generates more revenue than some countries, it's a catastrophe.
The Bellagio was down for, 2 days or 2.5 days, and it cost the resort millions and millions of dollars, and that was just one property. So you can imagine if you had a large-scale outage where you may have half the Strip out, you might be talking hundreds of millions of dollars. It's a pretty serious business to make sure that the lights stay on.
Vegas could solve much of its energy problem by harnessing the sun. This is the desert after all. Yet this city draws less than 1% of its power from solar energy. It's just too expensive. On average, generating solar power costs 2.5 times as much as traditional methods. The power source most people associate with Vegas isn't even in Vegas. It's almost 50 kilometers away. It's more than twice as tall as Notre Dame Cathedral. It took 4 years to build at a cost of nearly 100 lives. When finished, it was dubbed the 8th wonder of the world. To this day, Hoover Dam is the tallest solid concrete dam in the Western Hemisphere. Through the power of falling water, it made Las Vegas. The dam's reservoir, Lake Mead, can hold over 35 trillion liters of water, enough to cover the entire nation of North Korea to a depth of 1 foot. But how much power is that really? Over 1 million liters can flow into the intakes of the dam's generators every second, spinning the turbines and generating electricity. It takes only 1/20th of a cubic meter of water to run the average home in Las Vegas for 1 day. But it takes more than 500 cubic meters to power a casino for that same day. To power the Strip, more than 14 million cubic meters every day. And that's not the half of it. Because Hoover Dam now sends most of its power to other cities, it can keep the gambling going in Vegas for only 28 minutes a day. The average power supplied to Las Vegas by Hoover Dam today, a mere 2%. So where does Vegas get its power? Follow the transmission lines back to their sources, and you find a surprise. Like most of North America, Las Vegas still generates more than 80% of its power the old-fashioned way. They burn it.
This is Reed Garner Station. We burn coal, lots of coal.
This is the first step in creating power, generation. And here, generation still happens mostly with fossil fuels.
What happens is a train comes in, it unloads, it goes up these belts into separate different piles where it's fed to a pulverizer. From the pulverizer, it's blown up into the boiler where it's ignited. After it's ignited, they convert that energy from the fire into heat in the water. That water turns into steam, the steam turns a turbine, the turbine turns a generator. And that's how it works.
The turbine. Whether coal, gas, or nuclear, it's the common denominator at the heart of the electricity business. It's a simple machine, but indispensable. Inside the turbine, falling water or pressurized gas spins blades like the arms of a windmill. The blades spin magnets in the generator, causing a flow of electrons out of the metal coil. These electrons are captured, stepped up in voltage by giant transformers, and transmitted into the power grid. In Vegas, the turbines consume fuel like a slot machine sucks coins. Mountains every day.
There are 300,000 tons here, and that's enough coal that you can supply power for about 3,000 houses for a year. It will take about the amount of coal on that coal pile right there to power a casino for an hour. That's the same amount of energy it takes to supply all of Lincoln County, all of Mesquite, and all of Moapa Valley, which is 4 or 5 different communities. So a casino uses a lot of energy.
But even if you don't own a casino, you're still burning a lot of fossil fuel.
About right here is what it takes to light a light bulb for an hour. It takes about this much coal right here for 1 kilowatt. You'd have about 500 of these on your bill each month. So each one of these is a kilowatt hour, and this is what you pay for. Vegas wouldn't happen without electricity. When I go down the Strip, I think, all right, there's a megawatt, there's a megawatt, there's 25 megawatts, there's 25 megawatts. We're making money at the plant, man.
But there's a problem. Even burning mountains of coal isn't nearly enough. In America's second fastest growing city, demand is overtaking supply. And keeping the lights on is becoming the biggest gamble of all. As the mercury climbs into the height of summer, Vegas just can't make enough electricity to keep up. The choice for this megacity is like night and day. Either find the energy or pull the plug. What kind of person does it take to run America's most electric city?
Good morning. Welcome to Las Vegas. Let's go for a walk.
Meet Oscar Goodman, the high-energy mayor of a high-voltage place.
I'm sitting up in my office in City Hall, and I get a phone call from the Las Vegas Athletic Club. And they said, Mayor, we know you work all the time, really busy. Want to use you as a role model that a busy person can lose weight. And I said, no, I got some habits that preclude me from losing weight, like drinking a bottle of gin a night. And they said, well, let's try it. I said, as long as I can drink my gin. I think it saved my life, to be honest with you. I mean, who else can drink a bottle of gin a night and wake up in the morning and feel good?
Like the city he governs, Goodman has reinvented himself to stay alive.
Well, I'm the quintessential Las Vegan. I span from the mob days to the present days of being a very serious city, and I'm not ashamed from where I came.
A former defense attorney, Goodman defended accused members of the mafia against charges of organized crime. In fact, it was a visionary member of the mafia who put Vegas on the map in the first place. In 1946, at the end of World War II, gangster Bugsy Siegel built Las Vegas's first luxury casino. But when the Flamingo went into triple cost overruns, the mafia cut its losses. Permanently. Yet Bugsy's gamble finally paid off. It earned back its investment with profit and laid the foundation for this neon playground.
I think the history of Las Vegas, the mystique, the excitement, the neon, the electricity, that's what made us what we are.
The gaming capital of the world. Every year, 35 million tourists flock here to roll the dice. They leave behind almost $6.1 billion. That's nearly 3 times the annual revenue of Jamaica. What draws them is the electricity of mega casinos like Mandalay Bay. It's a small city in itself. It holds a shopping mall the size of some sports arenas, pools the size of 4 football fields, and more than 2,000 slot machines. Mandalay Bay consumes so much electricity, it has its own power substation.
We use the equivalent of about 10,000 times more power in this building per day than what a house would use.
Charlie Capps is the resort's chief engineer. It's his job to count every watt. In a place like Mandalay Bay, power is money. Big money.
You'd probably be looking at $1.7 to $2 million a month in power bill here. The utilities are very happy to have us as a customer. People are coming here in droves. Every year we do better than the last.
Las Vegas invented the mega casino. And they don't get more mega than Mandalay Bay. The resort has high-powered electric bills because everything here is supersized.
We're here in the Mandalay Bay Ballroom. This is the largest hotel ballroom in the country. You could park a 747 in this room. You could put an NFL football field in here. You could lay the Statue of Liberty down in here. And you could have a very intimate dinner for yourself and 6,800 of your closest friends.
It takes more than 7,000 people to run Mandalay Bay. And in a mega resort, even the small jobs are huge.
I have a complete crew of people that come in and just dust plants. I have one guy full-time. He comes in at 4 in the morning and he changes light bulbs all day long.
The tourists who stay here see only a neon playground. not the power required to run it. On average, the kitchens prepare more than 23,000 meals a day. Water is heated for thousands of showers. Chillers pump enough cold air to cool more than 5,000 homes. It all sucks power. And someone has to keep it running.
This is the best job that a guy could have, and it's a very tough job, but I guarantee you'd never be bored. If you'll excuse me, I gotta go check some light bulbs.
In Vegas, power is more than a maintenance cost. Electricity is the best advertising money can buy. And what better attraction than surfing in the desert?
I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii. When I miss home, all I do is throw a wave, instant Hawaii.
Moses Mukuai runs the wave pool at Mandalay Bay. One of the largest wave pools in America, it holds about 6 million liters of water, enough to fill 6 Olympic swimming pools. Like the marquee out front, it draws a lot of power. But if it draws the tourists, it's worth every watt. Every day, Moses plays God. And this is how he parts the water. An electrically powered mega wave machine.
This is the main brain to this wave pool here. This here is where I can determine the size of waves and what runs everything here. We have 150 horsepower turbine pumps that can put out 120,000 gallons of water a minute. Okay, these pumps here pumps the water into the chimney, separates it to the chambers. Water fills up to the height I need. Cage opens up, water goes down, and that's what creates the wave. Similar to having a straw in a glass. Put your thumb over the straw, lift it off the glass, water stays in the straw. Let your thumb go, the water comes down. Same principle.
Anywhere else, surfing in the desert would be an extravagant use of electricity. In Vegas, it's how you keep your head above water.
Anything is possible in Las Vegas. They do everything. I mean, just look at the Strip. We've got pyramids and castles and tropical paradises and Paris. Might as well have sharks.
Probably the single most exciting thing you get to do here is you get to dive with sharks every day.
Marine biologist Jack Jewell is curator of the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay. He has more than 2,000 exotic species, including, for a time, one of only 2 great hammerhead sharks in captivity on the entire planet.
Well, it is kind of odd to explain, oh, hey, I'm a diver in Las Vegas and there's no ocean around.
It's another Vegas irony. If you wanted to swim with a hammerhead, your best bet was a casino in the desert.
One of the things I think is really neat about this place is that it creates a sense of being deep down in the ocean when right outside there, we're in the middle of Las Vegas and it's 110 degrees.
Like the wave pool, the aquarium runs up Mandalay Bay's electric bill. But in the long run, it pays for itself. The aquarium lures the gamblers feed money into the casino, and the city takes a tax bite out of the casino. An economic food chain that sustains Las Vegas. And the key link in the chain, the city's power grid. In the competition for customers, each casino tries to trump the others, and they'll do anything to electrify the crowd. Anything. It's so bright, you can see it from outer space. The Luxor Skybeam. It's a light the size of a house, a 250,000-watt gem set atop the pyramid of Las Vegas's Luxor Hotel. Like any bauble, it serves no purpose, except to impress. And it's a jewel of a statement, an icon of the new Las Vegas, where nothing is too expensive, too flashy, or too big.
We're standing above the Skybeam here, what we call the Skybeam, made up of 39 7,000-watt xenon lamps.
John Lichtsteiner is the Luxor Lightkeeper.
This here, what you're looking at, is the source of all the claims. I can see it from the space shuttle. I can see it from 250 miles away in an airplane. You can read a newspaper 10 miles up with this light here. We have the system on a timer, so we have it to come on about 45 minutes after sundown. The sequence in turning on the Skybeam here is first we'll flash these strobes for 30 seconds to warn aircraft in the area that the beam is about to come on. And then we'll turn each of these 39 lamps on, one every half second until they're all on.
The electric bill for this nightlight is more than $125,000 a year. Just a routine cost of doing business in Vegas.
Helicopter tour pilots bring their guests to fly right through the beam. I think it gives them more energy or better luck or something like that. At least that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
It's not just the tourists who are attracted.
Yeah, the only casualty from our Skybeam here seems to be the moths and the birds, and once in a while a hawk. Yeah, for an animal that is attracted to the light, this is like a Las Vegas buffet here.
But the electric buffet may run out. In the height of summer, peak season, all of Vegas's power plants run full blast. Yet together they supply only 50% of the electricity this mega city needs. The difference is made up back at Nevada Power's top secret command center, the hidden heart of the Las Vegas power grid. Here, they don't generate electricity, they buy it.
One of the things that we do is we sign contracts prior to the summer to fill the majority of what we think our supply deficiency is. And then we leave another chunk of power, another amount of capacity that we buy on a short-term basis, on a day-ahead basis, or on an hourly basis.
Nevada Power is hooked up to one of the world's largest machines, the North American electric grid. 5,000 power suppliers serving the whole continent and linked to each other. The grid works like any commodities market, with one huge exception. You can't store electricity on this scale. It's use it or lose it. The process is called wheeling. Areas in demand of electricity buy it from areas with a surplus. In a neighboring state, the weather is cool. Power plants here can generate electricity to spare. Shank calculates how much extra power he needs today and makes his purchase. In mere seconds, his order is filled. The order travels along high-power transmission lines that can carry up to 1,000,000 volts of electricity. Moving at the speed of light, the power arrives in Vegas. The more Vegas grows, the more power it buys from out of town. But there's a weak link in the chain, the lines themselves. Nevada Power operates more than 2,500 kilometers of high-voltage transmission lines, the distance from Berlin to Athens, and they require constant maintenance.
Something else that occurs on our system, because of the peak demand season being what it is, there might be instances where we need to do work on a high voltage transmission, like a 500 kV transmission line. We can't take that line out of service because it's critical to serving load in southern Nevada.
Which means they have to work on lines surging with 500,000 volts of electricity. It gives a whole new meaning to the term high maintenance. no one gets a buzz out of his job like Larry Fanning. A lineman with Ag Rotors helicopter services, he performs routine maintenance on the high voltage lines that feed power to Las Vegas. But how he does it is anything but routine.
I take my hat off to the conventional crews working out of the bucket trucks. But instead of using a boom truck, this is going to be our boom truck. We want to do these early in the morning because we know that towards 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you can fry an egg on these things. And our guys are going to be sitting on them.
Heat is the least of it. From 60 meters above the ground, Fanning will work on a live wire carrying 8,000 times the electricity in a household socket. A kilovolt, or kV, is 1,000 volts. Touch a 500 kV line without protection, and they might need dental records to identify what's left of you.
If you were to get hit by 500 kV, you'd probably find a little piece of you look like that piece of tape. Might be that big. You'd pretty much disintegrate, you know.
The only thing between the linemen and toast is a steel cocoon, a metallic suit only millimeters thick.
It's a Nomex for flame retardant. Stainless steel, it's a woven material. Keeps the electric flowing around you. Everybody's covered from their toes to your face. Anywhere where you might have a gap or something like that, it might be a position where the electricity would want to conduct through you. But if everything's hooked up properly, everything goes just fine.
To do his job, Fanning will have to break the first rule of electricity. Do not touch.
We have the coordinates to the hospital. We have 911 communication in case anything happens. We won't hesitate. We'll fly directly to the hospital. We won't wait for air flight.
His first step, reach out and touch the live wire with a bare metal rod.
What we're going to do when we come up, I'm on the skid, and I've got the wand, which is nothing more really than a stainless steel rod. Then when he comes in on that conductor, I'm going to have it out. With 500 kV, when you get probably without 2.5, 3 feet from it, it's going to draw an arc. You lay that wand on the wire, once you lay it on there, your arc stops. It's like, whoo, man, I'm hot, I'm energized.
Half a million volts of electricity are now surging around Larry Fanning's conductive suit. Rather than through his body, it's called the Faraday effect.
Faraday's theory was a man held within a cage of wire. The energy goes around you and not through you.
Just like a bird on a wire, we're just as energized as a conductor. We're just as hot as it is. When you get on the wire and you're energized, you may feel these little like bees in your suit, you know, and in your helmet, and you hear, you're going, oh, this is a rush.
As long as the suit remains intact and he doesn't give the electricity a path to the ground, Fanning can step safely onto the wire.
The next thing we've got is our step. It's a little smoother transition in that move from the helicopter to the wire. And once you made your transition, you can sit down on that conductor and you're there.
Today, the Ag Rotors team is heading off trouble. The transmission lines not only carry a high volume of electricity, they're subjected to high temperatures and powerful winds. Another hazard of supplying power to a desert. To keep Vegas from blacking out, linemen like Fanning inspect the lines and transformers for damage before they fail.
I love doing it. I love wire walking. I love energized work. You respect it, you know. You're not scared of it. It's just exciting.
It's not just exciting. It's vital to this mega-city survival. Transmission lines are to electricity what interstate highways are to traffic. They carry a lot of volume over a long distance. It's efficient, but difficult to use. Normal household voltage ranges between 110 and 220. But to move electricity at that voltage would mean a bundle of almost 10,000 lines. Instead, electricity can be moved on a single cable carrying 1 million volts. Think of it this way. It would be easier to carry a single bill worth $1 million than a million $1 bills. But just as a $1 million bill would have to be changed to be practical, so does all that power. It's called step down. On the outskirts of Vegas, transmission lines feed into substations that step down the current to around 7,000 volts. From here, lines feed into neighborhoods across the city where transformers step it down even more for household use. But transformers are another weak link in Vegas's power chain. The brutal desert heat shortens their normal lifespan. When they die, someone has to ride to the rescue. These aren't Hell's Angels. They're Vegas's good fellas. The linemen who keep the lights on. Of course, out here, one of the best linemen is a woman.
Got a backyard transformer change out this morning. 25 kVA upgrade to a 50.
Shannon Skinner leads a team of power line workers. Every day, they put their lives on the line.
Electricity is the unknown. You never know what's going to happen, really. All right, better get iced up. 110, supposedly. We're used to the heat. We're used to 100 degrees. We're kind of like the desert. I think we'd be sissies if we went where it's cold now. We don't punch a time clock. We're not that type of people. It's an exciting type of work. It's different every second. Good to go.
Today's job, repairing a blown transformer. A transformer is nothing more than a huge spool of wire used to step down the voltage to usable levels. The transformer can is filled with oil to insulate the wire. But no insulation can withstand the Vegas heat for long.
Here in Las Vegas, it can be 100 degrees at midnight, so our transformers don't really cool off. So their lifespan is a lot shorter. That yard?
Before they even start to work, they have a problem.
If we can get them to take their dogs in, we'll play with high voltage, but we won't play with pit bulls. We've got 2 hazards so far before we even climb the pole. We got a yard full of pit bulls. And that mylar balloon up there on the single phase, that's very conductive.
Mylar is a kind of polyester that readily conducts electricity. Someone's runaway party decoration will be no party to remove.
That balloon touches any part of the ground wire. You can see the ground wire under the arm. It'll blow that fuse over there and everybody beyond will be out of power. You're out of power. Good morning.
Morning.
Can you put your dogs up? All right, let's go round everybody up.
Okay.
Hard hat's important. We wear hard hat under the booms. Anything drops on your head, it's not a good thing.
Safety always comes first. Even at the end of the step-down process, the voltage in these wires can still be deadly. So someone's always looking out for the field crews. It happens back at Nevada Power's command center.
When work needs to be done, it's got to be coordinated through this office first, because these guys in here need to know who's where so that if something does happen, they don't try and close that line back in. If the line's de-energized, or if there is a problem, if the line trips, it stays out, because safety's at stake. If we make a mistake or we don't know where they're at, somebody can get hurt.
I've had a couple friends actually lose their lives in the line trade. And that'd be the last thing you'd want is, you know, go home and say that one of your people got hurt. Ready, Vivas?
Yeah, wait a minute.
linemen because we're pioneers. We're out in front of everybody. Nobody exists until we get there and build power lines. Yeah, we've built Vegas. We've put every stitch of power in this town. When you're standing on the wood, 100 feet in the air, the wind's blowing, clouds are zinging by, we're up there next to God. On the seventh day, God made linemen.
The lineman finds a surprise at the top of the pole. The real culprit behind the blown transformer.
It's not a balloon, it's a blow-up doll. I gotta save that.
All right, this is our Mylar culprit. This right here can cause a lot of damage to our distribution and transmission system. A $2 balloon can take all the lights out on the strip.
She's not kidding. A Mylar balloon once took out a transformer that feeds power to several of the city's biggest casinos. But it could be even worse. Losing the entire strip is Vegas's worst nightmare, and it could actually happen. It's called a cascading blackout. A chain reaction of power failure that overwhelms a city's power grid. To avoid a meltdown of the entire city, power plants should automatically trip offline, but it doesn't always work. Because virtually every city in America is connected by the continental power grid to other cities, the blackout could spread even farther, as it did on a steamy August afternoon in 2003. A sudden shutdown at an Ohio power plant triggered a cascading blackout that left 50 million people in the US and Canada without power, the largest outage in American history. Las Vegas Mayor Oscar Goodman lived through a preview of that nightmare, the power shortages of the 1970s. It haunts him to this day.
There was a time during the an energy crisis that we went gray or dark, the lights weren't on, and we weren't ourselves. It was like being something else. It was not Las Vegas. We could pretend we were Las Vegas, but Las Vegas is really a place that people expect to have that energy, that life, which is created by all the electricity.
The bigger Vegas grows, the greater the chances of another outage. But there's one way to avoid blackouts entirely. Don't rely on the grid in the first place. Just unplug, switch off, and go your own way. Pahrump is just an hour drive from Vegas, but light years away.
I am Gary Toll, this is my wife Judy, and we create our own energy by harnessing the wind and the sun.
Like Vegas, Pahrump is a community of pioneers. Some of its residents have blazed a different trail.
Out here, we took the risk to go off the grid. We took the risk to basically be independent from the larger city life.
They still have phones, lights, and motor cars, but they're castaways of a sort. In a sea of runaway growth, Pahrump is happy to tread water.
Well, a typical Pahrumpian, I would say, is anti-government, anti-establishment, and want to be left alone.
The typical old Pahrumpian that has been here for a long time has 3 dogs, about 5 dead cars, and a few guns, and they will use them.
Above all, they have power.
Okay, what I have here is 2 wind generators. They're Windseeker 300s. Those 2 themselves will put out 1,000 watts each per hour, which is more than enough to do everything in the house. What we have here are 2 solar ovens that we purchased in 1999. This smaller one will be up around 275 at its hottest. This larger one is right around 325 to 350. We've cooked turkeys, cakes, chickens, none of my own chicken, by the way.
I wonder sometimes if people see us as being different. I am who I am, and sometimes I wonder if I am. Am I different? Do you see us as being different? I don't know.
To this family from Pahrump, Vegas is like another galaxy, far, far away.
What I see when I see the Las Vegas Strip is so much waste, so much glitz. And one of these days, Las Vegas is going to go dark. We're still going to have lights because we have solar and wind. The lifestyle that both Judy and I do out here and the risk that we take, I think is very small compared to, let's say, Las Vegas is taking right now.
And Vegas is upping the ante. In a city of insatiable growth, the demand for electricity is about to tax the power grid like never before.
The growth of Las Vegas is pretty much overwhelming. This used to be the outskirts of town. Now it's becoming middle of town, basically.
For Carl Miller of Nevada Power, keeping Las Vegas hooked up to the power grid is like digging a bottomless hole.
We're putting in about anywhere from 40 to 45,000 meters this year. The growth is between 5,000 to 6,000 a month are moving here. It's a lot to keep up with.
Every day, Nevada Power lays almost 2.5 kilometers of power lines.
So right now, he's rigging the hard line on, which goes to the puller on the other end. Then we'll continue the process of pulling a wire from this manhole to the next manhole.
To protect power lines from heat and accidents, and to improve the city's aesthetics, Nevada Power now lays most distribution cables underground.
We got to have air in the hole for the man that's down there. I appreciate that. See, he's already at me about it. Spend more time with him than I spend with my wife. Not the same kind of time. Okay.
By the end of today, this crew alone will bring power to 40 new homes. The pace of home building is so fast, crews work round the clock, at least 2 shifts a day, 7 days a week.
Once you get down here and look in here, you look at all these wires and you'll say, dang, you know, which ones go to which?
Every year, Nevada Power lays enough power line to run from Berlin to Zurich. But the job is never ending. Vegas is a monster. On average, each year, it consumes some 30 kilometers of desert, an area twice the size of Beverly Hills. At that rate, growing westward, Las Vegas could collide with California by the year 2019. Good thing there are mountains in the way. On the outskirts of town, the mayor is channeling growth in a radical new direction. On 25 hectares of desert, Oscar Goodman sees a multi-million-dollar urban mirage.
This is it, the jewel of the desert. This is my baby. This is what it's all about. We're going to go up into skyscrapers. Unlike the rest of the community, which is horizontal, we're going to have retail. We're going to have an academic medical center. We're going to have a performing arts center.
Even a branch of the federal agency that collects taxes, the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS.
We've got an IRS building going up here, and I hate the IRS. I've never seen any redeeming social value in the IRS, but the good thing about it is we have a private developer who's developing the building over there. He's going to lease it to the IRS, and the city of Las Vegas is going to be able to tax the IRS. I'm like Bugsy Siegel out here. When he came into town, he looked around, and there was just nothing happening, but he had a vision. He had a vision of what the casinos would look like and what Las Vegas would become.
That's the beauty of vision. It doesn't draw a single watt from the grid. Details like how to power your dream can be left to the future.
This is my dream, my vision as to what the future of Southern Nevada is going to be about. This is going to be here for hundreds of years to come.
They say New York is the city that never sleeps, but Vegas is the real insomniac. The Luxor Skybeam is Vegas's nightlight, a beacon calling the world to take another ride on the Wheel of Fortune. Most of all, it's a symbol, an icon of a megacity, gambling that its luck and its power supply won't run out.
When you live here, you've made a decision that you've come to a place that really shouldn't be. There's no reason for it other than man's creativity and ingenuity.
And ingenuity will keep the lights on. From building the world's largest phase-shifting transformers to investing in higher capacity power lines, Nevada Power is betting it can keep Las Vegas plugged in. By placing smart bets, Vegas will remain the mega city it is, the world's neon playground.
You have to really want to embrace it, to be part of the electricity, part of the action, part of the movement of it, the dynamic of it. And I think that people who come to Las Vegas want to live.
And when you come up a winner, the feeling is electric.
Viva Las Vegas!